Okay, I guess we're live. Good morning to anybody who might be watching. Okay, so yeah, okay, YouTube is live too. Anyway, welcome everyone. What are we doing today? That's a great question, and I don't have a good answer for you. I don't know why Epic Games need to verify me. That's weird, guys. Unreal Engine 5.8, the road to 6. I am really not happy about Unreal Engine 6. mostly because they want to deprecate blueprints. I think that's ridiculous. Meta Human Creator web application is being discontinued. Interesting. I've never even tried the Meta Human. I don't think my hardware is good enough to support that. I tried it once on my computer actually, and it was so slow that I just couldn't get it to work. Maybe I was doing something wrong. I mean, that's a given. I always do something wrong, but you know, that's neither here nor there. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's run Notion, let's run Claude, and see where we were. So last time around, I've decided to also make a state tree for the unit itself, which I might do. But last time I was streaming, which was on Sunday morning, my time. Excuse me. I forgot to. God damn it. I have cat hair in my teeth. I forgot to charge my phone last night, so I need to do that today. Okay, Samsung is also going to tell me about my sleep patterns, so let's look at that. Did I sleep well last night? That's a good question. It's really weird that you have to ask an app whether you slept well. Sleep score 91. See, this is how I know it's bullshit. I mean, there's a lot of deep sleep, sure. Sleep latency 13 minutes. I don't know. I don't feel well rested, so I don't know where they get their data. Anyway, let's see where we were. So the last time I managed to make the soldiers move around the place like this, right? So they would and what I did was basically found a way to do this, right? So the first few soldiers touched the enemy, and everybody else stopped. Not everybody else stopped because everybody else goes into the state. Hold on, I'm gonna also open the other windows I had here before. Here, this is a wait to fight task. So in the soldier state tree, so the guys who actually hit the enemy, they go into fighting mode. and everybody else goes into waiting to fight. And what does that give us? This gives us so now we're gonna have to figure out how to get a soldier to basically scan his surroundings to see if there's a free enemy somewhere. So that will be here. So we're gonna stop everybody, right? That's the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna stop. Okay. Just this one over here. Yes. So now that we have stopped, our next, the next thing I want to do is also I really need to, well, never mind that. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to start scanning, and I already had the scanning mechanics somewhere. And then I deleted them because I thought, well, the scanning is stupid and I'm not gonna do it. Shows what I know. But that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to learn from one's mistakes. Okay, damage taken, death, test damage, handle attack order, stop and face enemy. So I really don't have the scanning here anymore. I do have the scanning here. Scan for enemies. Recalculate unit position. Yeah. I'm using this code to check for enemy units. But like enemy units, like my unit will scan for the enemy unit. And the reason I use this is for this basically. I'm just gonna tell these guys to attack. I'm gonna tell these guys to run away. So these guys should be capable of following them. Yeah, my mouse sucks here. Okay. But if we go in here, and if these guys go in here, then we... Okay. And so now everybody is in wait to attack mode, which is good because I didn't even tell them to attack. See, if I send them here to attack, if I make them run. But if I just say, okay, just walk here, they will still, because they have detected an enemy, because they have crashed into an enemy, they will stop moving, which is good. Which is correct. And I'm gonna just send these guys here. Boom. There. Now everybody's fighting. And there's one more group. And that's these guys. Okay. These guys can actually come and help out and attack here. Come on, flank them. There we go. Okay. Now, if only I could, program this with a flick of my magic wand. But I cannot. I have to do it manually, which is okay. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is do the scan. Okay. Let's call it this, and let's wire it right away before I forget. Scan for closest enemy soldier. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna now, last time I did that, I did it as a, the soldier should scan periodically. But I wonder if that's really necessary. I mean, you scan, and you wait. You wait. If there's like nobody in the vicinity that you can actually get to, then you know, just let go. I don't know. Well, I did something called trace by object. No. Sphere trace by channel. Sphere trace. It was called sphere trace component. Sphere trace for object. Yeah. So the start and end were both get actor location. The radius was, I don't know, 250, let's say. Object types. Actors to ignore. Yeah, this is the thing. Where it was just like object types. I wonder if I can make array and the object types would be enemy soldier. So we're only scanning for enemy soldiers. And because the enemy soldier is on the engagement capsule, that's what. Okay, maybe I really should just switch to this. I mean, every soldier kind of gets the preset like this. And I could also then, if I give everybody the enemy soldier preset, and then I can where was that? Where was I assigning that? Was I assigning that in the unit? Construction script, scan for enemy, initialize unit, spawn soldiers, set collision channel. There we go. So if I set everybody to enemy soldier, then that means I only have to do this however many times. They only need to do this half the time. The rest will be spawned with and technically, I mean, we could probably do it easier, but I'm just gonna keep this here for now. So everybody starts with the enemy soldier preset, and then we're gonna give them the friendly if they are friendly. I could also do it the other way around, but it doesn't matter. Okay. It should still work though. Let's see if it still works. There we go. It still works. Okay, good. Now, what's next? Where was I? I was scanning for the closest soldier. So we're only scanning for enemy soldiers. Actors to ignore can therefore be empty. Draw a debug type for 1 frame, sure. And out hit. Can we break this pin? Out hit. Out hit, hit actor. Yeah. This is... Yeah, but I want... is there sphere trace? Multi-sphere trace for objects. This is actually the one I want. Okay. Because I need everybody in that sphere trace to be out hits. And then we go for each. For each. And we're gonna say array element, and we're gonna split this one, and we're gonna say array hit component, array hit actor. Now, what I need to do is basically check okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say print string. We're gonna build string. Okay, whatever. Name, not name. That's not the thing I want. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm just gonna do 2 strings, right? But that's not gonna work. Okay. String. I cannot just do build string of type string. That's very strange. Or maybe there's like a... There must be a way, but it's okay. Select asset, no. Okay, that's the in object. I'm gonna say close enough. We'll see if this works. But everybody who gets hit with that radius, and that radius needs to be, 300. So now, what I expect to happen is we get our soldiers. Okay. And we're gonna move here. And then a bunch of soldiers. Okay, I'm close enough. but I didn't see the trace, but I didn't also turn on the trace, so that's a problem. Let's do persistent. Okay, you should also say I'm close enough. Interesting. And I just want to do self reference to self. I'm gonna say prefix build string, whatever. Like this is not super important. But I would like it to work. Okay, let's do this. So we do have the persistent debug. Well, let's see what happens. So we're gonna pick our soldiers right here. And we're gonna attack these guys. So the trace, this corner guy is like the see, because these guys are touching here, I feel like it's gonna have to be much smaller. So I'm even gonna go down to like 100. Because I don't really want them to go all that far. See, if it's just 100, then that won't really. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to take a break because my better half needs something. Well, I'll be right back. Well, I'm back. So, where were we? We were discussing how I'm going to do this thing. Okay. 500 is too much. I think why are some of these red and some of these are? Right, because. Okay, I get it now. So the issue here is that if we're detecting, yeah, we're detecting enemies, but all these guys have the enemy on them. So this guy basically detects his whole unit. Yeah. This is the thing, like programming this also means that I have to think about, like I have to think about what it looks like for this soldier as well as this soldier, you know. It's kind of hard. Okay, can we at least say that the actors to ignore are unit? Okay, we have the unit struct actually. So we can just do this. That way the yeah, so the detection is now basically mostly this. So I feel like, find the closest enemy soldier that you can get to. Find the closest guy and walk to him. That's basically what needs to happen, yeah. But it really cannot be 300. I mean, it can be because this guy, his radius, I think this is his sphere. So he probably hit these two. So find the closest one. Well, he hit these two, and probably this guy too. But you could just say, hey, out of everybody that I hit, I'm just gonna find the closest one and walk to him. And when I hit him, I'm gonna switch to the fighting state. Okay, let's try that then. So now we have okay, so we're gonna have to do something I really don't like doing. And that is finding the closest. Okay, find distance. There's distance to the, what is this? Distance between two 2D points. That's not exactly what I want. Get distance to, returns distance from this actor to another actor. Okay. Ignoring Z. Get vertical distance. Okay, well, let's keep this. So it's gonna be self. Okay, that stays there. And enemy. Or enemy hit actor. There we go. We're gonna start with. See, I wonder if this should be its own function now. Maybe, but for now we're gonna keep it. Okay, smallest distance. Yeah, we're gonna save that. Okay. Closest enemy. VP soldier. Off we go. So we've got the smallest distance. So we're gonna set that to something crazy. And we're gonna say if branch, if this distance between the is smaller, lower, less than, god damn it, less than that crazy distance that I set up. Why is my whole computer just... Okay. So if distance between these two soldiers is smaller than the smallest distance, then set smallest distance. I should really call it shortest distance, but whatever. And the actor will be set as set closest enemy. That's gonna be the actor. Okay. But what is the problem here? I have to cast him as BP Soldier, right? Cast as Soldier. Well, do I have to cast him as BP Soldier right now? Like, I don't have to do that every time. I can just, what is this? Actor object reference. Okay, I'm just gonna say this is an actor. Change variable, sure. I'm just gonna cast him in the when I complete the loop. I don't have to do that every time. And if the distance is larger, then we do nothing. And when the loop is completed, we're gonna do something. So now we've scanned for the closest enemy. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need an out for this function. And that's gonna be closest enemy soldier. That is going to be BP Soldier. So we're gonna say output node output whatever it is called. Okay, just it's called a return node. Sure. And we're gonna get the closest enemy. Cast as BP Soldier. Cast him as BP Soldier, and over here, there we go. If the cast fails, then we're just gonna return empty. Because it's gonna be empty, right? We'll see what how that works. Okay, so now we have scan for enemy soldier, which is a function we're calling right here. And so string found suitable enemy myself, and what I really want to do is build string object, and prefix is also going to be built string object. There we go. So in we're going to say the soldier found his match, and that's going to be the closest enemy soldier. And we're only going to do this if is valid. There. Let's see where that gets us, but we're gonna I think it's gonna be really it's either gonna work really well or it's not gonna work at all. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so it looks like the moment I stop that. Okay. Let's get duration to be, I don't know, 700, whatever. Compile this, and let's see. No, not this way. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna cough a little. Okay, that is better, I guess. I don't know. So we're gonna move our soldiers right here. And now we're gonna say stop. Okay. Hmm. Okay. See, the trouble here is, and I can already see it. I never said that they should look for an enemy. So you got Soldier 78 found his match, which is Soldier 79. Now, I am going to assume that Soldier 70 and 79 are the same team. Where are you, Soldier 78? Yeah, that's where you are. But Soldier 50 found his match. Soldier 60. Okay, 50 and 60. That seems very far away. Soldier 50. That's this guy. Found his match in Soldier 60. Okay, that works. I mean, Soldier 60 is probably going to be it for a lot of these guys. Yeah, he's in here like 4 times, 5, 6 times, which is good. Also, didn't I tell him to ignore their own soldiers? Which is very weird. Okay. Yeah, because the soldier, okay, 75, 79. 75 and 79. Yeah, these guys want to fight now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna check if the soldier is an enemy. But I also feel like this should work. No, actors to ignore. These are the actors we ignore. Ignore self, sure. And they really shouldn't be. This also means I have to cast this. Fuck me. Okay, well, it's fine. Whatever. Cast as BP soldier. Maybe I'll figure it out and then I won't have to do it. Let's cast this as BP soldier, and then we're gonna say team. Get team. No, we have to get his unit. Unit. Get unit ref. And get team. There we go. And now his team is not equal to the self team, and we're gonna have to do the same thing for self. Target self, that's fine. Equal enum. There we go. I should probably use not equal. Not equal enum. Boom, boom, boom. If they are not equal, then continue. If they are equal, don't do anything. Okay, let's try now. BP soldier cannot compile. Okay, why can it not compile? Target self. Well, we did say target self, no? Okay, reference to self. Get a reference to yourself. There we go. Are you happy now? Yes. I don't know how that works. Sometimes the target self thing works. Like here. Target is actor, but the target is... Okay, I guess. Okay, I guess. Sure. Whatever. I don't want to do it in this window. I want to do it in this window. So now we should find less, or fewer, actually. Okay. Let's make them not run. Let's make them attack these guys. Boom. Okay. So that's only a bunch. If we stop this. So this guy, 41. 41 found Imagine 51. And 51. 51. And that's, whoops. Hold on, what? 41. Oh, 61. Okay, I have trouble reading. The font sucks over there. Okay, so 41, that's this guy. And this guy wanna fight. But I feel like 42. Well, 42 wants to fight 60. Yeah, so we're gonna have to also check if that soldier is already taken by somebody else. He is the closest, but he's also taken. So, and that's where the whole like enemy to lock on thing comes in. I want to check one more thing. Do I have the locked on thing done or not yet? Did I remove it completely? Okay. Run, guys. Okay. Here we go. So we put our soldiers here. We stop the game. These guys are still hitting everything else, which is very weird. I probably need a function because these hits are like expensive and shit. Whatever. This guy. Do you have the enemy to lock on? Enemy to lock on. Soldier 43, right? Soldier 43, that's him. Yeah. So, the next thing I need to check. So this is just the condition of whether they are an enemy. Now we need to check if they have somebody already. Branch. And this PP soldier. Get enemy to lock on. And we're gonna ask if this is valid. Is empty? No, it's valid. It's the thing that's... And if it's not valid, then we're gonna continue. Let's move this down a bit. Okay. And if there is a soldier, okay, so instead of doing this, we're gonna say this, but if it actually did return something, we're gonna use the soldier's function engage enemy. Engage enemy. Engage enemy means that we will grab the enemy soldier and set enemy to lock on, enemy to face, the problem is that the other enemy doesn't know. No, what I mean is I have two friendly soldiers, one enemy. Both of them want to lock onto him, but he doesn't know that. So maybe it's not locked on, maybe it's targeted by. Like if he's targeted by anyone. Or I need to tell him, like, hey, I am going to attack you, and he should know that, right? I don't know. I don't know. Well, maybe that's in the engage enemy function. Well, let's see where it leads us. Okay, engage enemy. Okay, enemy to lock on, and now we're gonna get. There was a function here. On collision with enemy soldier, on unit enters. No, but I removed it. Yeah. I need to tell the enemy soldier that he is going to be engaged soon. Okay, let's just do that. Okay, engage enemy. And it's gonna be the other way around. So the soldier is the target. And self reference to self is the enemy soldier. This way, the moment I start targeting him, he will also start targeting me. They will face each other. And then the next soldier that's checking, he's gonna be like, oh, these guys are already locked onto each other. Obviously, this will not work when I want to have multiple enemies. Like, I can have 2-on-1 fights, right, on the battlefield. But I guess we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Ooh, infinite loop detected. Okay. Handle move order. How is it an infinite loop? Okay, well, I fucked up somewhere. So that's not great. I imagine it's this engage enemy, but let's try again. That's where the collision is. That's where the, okay. We're just gonna get the enemy soldier and set his. Wait, no. Engage enemy. Oh, I'm setting my enemy to lock on. Okay, set enemy to lock on. Get reference to south. I'm just gonna do this. How's that? I just need to block off the enemy soldier, right? I just need to let the other soldiers know that this guy's taken. Let's not, you know. Okay. No loops, which is great. Okay, so I'm just gonna say I should not have removed the fuck. God damn it. Okay, never mind. I should not have removed the print strings. Build string object. Prefix build string object. Reference to some. It's not gonna work. This is locking onto. I think it's without the thing. Enemy soldier goes here, and we should run this and see what comes up. Okay. No. We click here and we wait for the results. Boom. 45. Oh, fuck. Yeah. It's like 4 minutes. Nope. I need to find a setting where like I automatically switch to this window anytime I start playing. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, so soldier 45 is locking onto 64. Okay, 45 is locking onto 64. That should be the guy in the, yeah, he can move on to him and start fighting. This is soldier 43 is locking onto 65. I imagine this is 65. This is 61. 61 is locked onto 42. Uh-huh. Okay, guys, don't be crazy now. You're like right there. Enemy to lock onto soldier 65. How would you lock onto soldier 65? You're like standing right next to 61. 61 is locking onto 42. How does that happen? 42, 43. Alright, because this guy chose the closest. Yeah, because this guy chose him. This guy chose him. And off they went. And this guy suddenly has nobody to attack. He's not gonna get there. But he's gonna he's gonna collide with him. But also these guys. Hmm. I really should get some low poly assets here. I wonder, how are these guys not colliding? The engagement capsule must be, like, they must be very, very close. Uh, I'm gonna try something. Let's move in here. Let's keep walking. See, what happened is if I delay it a little bit, right? Like if I wait 5 seconds, right? If I wait five, is that buzzing coming through? I don't know. I don't know how far I am into this stream. 1 hour and 5 minutes. I'm gonna check later if that's also in the. Okay, like this. So what happens now is I send them to fight. They're still kind of going. So these guys pair off, right? And now they will kind of stop. 5 seconds might be too much because they bunch up a lot. So, walking speed. something. That's not good. That's not correct. Because it only works in like certain certain angles. Like it looks okay from this angle, right? Like you walk and try to approach the enemy. But that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work long term. Okay. I think I'm gonna do this. I should probably. Actually, no, they can keep running. That's fine too. Not gonna delay this. But what we're gonna do is basically just let the soldiers walk to the closest enemy they like. Okay. I'm not gonna delete the print strings. I'm just gonna move them down. Let's get rid of these also. Set target, move position. Get the enemy soldier, get actor location. Actually, no. This is the pin I'm trying to split. Split this, set it, and then we're gonna say and move order. Target is south, yes, but we're just gonna. Actually, we don't have to do that because the target is PP soldier. You know what? I'm just gonna. It's fine. 7:24. I have about half an hour left. Okay. Okay. Let's see what happens now. So you just keep walking. Yeah, okay. You should keep walking and then engage with that guy. Okay. Yeah, I need to find a way to make this look less awkward. In terms of also I don't know why the enemy soldiers are not walking towards me. So I can engage enemy, sure. No, whatever. We're gonna pretend that the other unit is in a state where it's supposed to guard. So for now. Because I would imagine. Okay, never mind. If you have closest enemy, you should probably engage them. If you don't have the closest enemy, what should you do? You should and here's the thing, right? I don't want the soldiers to just stand there like that. Where's the scan? We're not gonna draw debug anymore. What I want to do now is so we set the soldiers to go here. Yeah, okay. So this guy in the corner. And this guy engage with this guy. Do you have the enemy to lock on? Soldier 61. That should be this one. Yes, okay. So he locked onto him despite originally probably walking towards this guy, but then he locked onto this guy, which is good, which is fine. I don't really know why. See, now the personal capsules are too small. that because do we stop enter event state? This is in large cap, so is this the soldier? Wait to fight, fighting. Yeah, we're enlarging the cap, so okay, we can get rid of these debugs for now. You know, they're not exactly helpful. Delete, waiting to fight. Okay. This is also not helpful. This one is also not helpful. Okay. So fighting. So I think that's the problem. We're still walking towards the enemy. That's why they get smushed so much. So what we should actually do is move to, and the destination is get actor location. Okay, delete this. It's not good. Fighting. Okay, well, we're gonna have to like start animation and stuff, so I do think that we're going to need blueprint class state tree task select, and let's do STT soldier. That's how we name them. STT, okay. I was just gonna say fight. So we're gonna get this state tree here. And we're gonna add STT fight. Takes that runtime. Okay. We're gonna also, well, so far the only thing I really need to do is just tell the soldier to stop. Soldier. BP soldier. Boom. Cannot. Yeah, there we go. And we're gonna take this actor context. And this one too. Compile soldier st soldier actor. It's weird that this context property is automatically connected. Yeah, but why isn't it? it's named the same. All right. I guess that makes sense in some way. Now we're going to say enter state. And we're going to say stop. And I really need to make a stop function for my soldiers. But sadly, I don't have that. So what I'm going to do instead is engage enemy, get actor location. Yeah, this is basically this, but just find context, confirm, whatever. It's not really self, it's more the soldier. Get actor location. You're gonna set his location, and then we're gonna. God damn it. Okay. Okay, just calm down. Handle move order. And this is what we're gonna do. Well, this is what we're gonna do, actually. Boom, boom, and boom. Just gonna, yeah, clean it up a little bit. There we go. So this should give us what? Target move position. Set target move position. Okay. Split struct. There we go. Because we're not in Kansas anymore. Okay. So now the soldiers who touch the enemy should stop moving and therefore should stop punching up into each other. That's the hope, at least. And we'll see if it actually does work or not. Yeah. Well, kind of. I still don't know why this guy walked into me. Yeah, these dumbasses actually move, which is very unfortunate. Because I don't really. Yeah. And they move because I told them to move, right? That's my own fault. Okay. You know what I just realized? I don't have a transition here. Fight. And we're moving to fighting. And now they will stop moving because they never actually switched into fight mode. That's the problem. That's the real problem. Okay. It should look better now. Because we have transitioned from moving to fighting and waiting to fight. Okay. That's exactly what I wanted. Good. Now, how do I So what I need to do now is move the rest of this unit like behind. Like I want them to close ranks a little bit. So this guy, for example, damn it, this guy, I want him to kind of move close to this guy. And like I want them to just a little bit, just a little bit. You know, like I want him to stand maybe like here and this guy will go here. But how do I do that? Is that I want them bunching up? These guys are all in waiting to fight mode. So this would mean that every few seconds we might check. See, that's the thing. I don't really have reference to, oh, the soldier in front of me, the soldier behind me, you know. Where's the unit? Where's the actual unit location right now? I wonder. Because if we just said, hey, let's unit 1, unit 2, this guy is unit 2. I have to scroll all the way back here. Unit 2. Okay. So unit 2's location. You can pause, right? Unit 2's location is here. Unit 3 is over here. Unit 2 is here. Just like I honestly don't know how to, you know. And you could move up here, and then if this guy is close enough, we can just attack him. See, because I would want this guy to attack this guy eventually. What I really don't want is for this guy to have to like walk around and attack this guy. That's not what I want. But this, I mean, this guy could at least be like standing close to the front line. Actually, there's an idea. The front line. The front line. Pick a soldier on the front line and go to it. Because also this guy could just attack this guy also, you know. I know there's a lot of dead air today. I don't really wanna. I don't know if I could define the position on the front line by the position of all the engaged soldiers. So all the engaged soldiers. So the front line would probably be around here somewhere. So every soldier who's waiting to fight could just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna move closer to that front line," you know. If the front line moves, the others would also move. I don't know why this is not working again. Okay. Rewire soldier, rewire. Okay, I guess it's in here. Formation in waiting for combat. Create a front line position. Get to a certain distance from it. See, perhaps even like the unengaged soldiers. Okay, so the front line is here, right? So calculate positions, the thing that I do with spacebar when the game is running. Come on. Yeah, calculate your positions. It's still blinking for some reason, I don't know why. Calculate your positions and just like move around it. I don't think that's gonna work though. Like they're really just going to stand like this, like that's what that is. And I would really like for them to, like if you're not engaged, then find a soldier who is engaged. Right? Okay. If you didn't find an enemy with that initial sweep, did this guy find anybody? I guess that's my question, because if you found a closest soldier, hmm. So I could basically have a functionality where, if you found that this is your closest enemy, but this guy is engaged to him, so you will just follow this guy, right? Or if this guy is your closest enemy, then you will just kind of let this guy locked onto him. you could still like find, you could find the closest enemy. And if he's already engaged, then you don't have to go to him. You can just like stand back. Or you can go to him and get attacked by this guy. Like, that's the thing. This man would then try to get to this guy, and he cannot, right? So if you can't get to your enemy, kind of just step back and wait, you know? So if you want to go to this guy, but he's engaged, then just like hold off at a distance. And, you know, if this guy attacks you, then just switch over to that. But how would we deal with the fact that this soldier would then, you know, like I don't want him bunching up too hard. Here's the thing, right? Let's look at the scanning function. Scan for closest enemy. And let's not take this into account. Let's just say, okay, well, how do we, yeah, this way. I don't want to lose too much of my progress. Nope. We're gonna get in here. We're gonna make our little formation. Off we go. There. Good. Now let's attack. Yeah. I'll be bunching up around this guy, even though we could at least attack this man, right? And this is not ideal. So this is better. I won't have time to do it now, but I think found some split into two groups. Unengaged and engaged. Look for closest reachable unengaged. Then engaged. See, I even wrote it down here. So we should probably closest free enemy is the closest taken enemy. I'm also gonna say it could just be BP soldier at this point. It doesn't matter. BP soldier, and this one too. BP soldier, because we're casting them anyway. So, right? We're not casting him. Okay. Closest enemy. That's just gonna be this guy. Boom. And we're gonna say closest free enemy and the closest what is it? Closest taken. Closest unengaged soldier and closest engaged soldier. There. So we're now gonna return 2 nodes. That's not really good. But we're gonna return closest unengaged soldier and the closest engaged soldier. And we should flip the return values actually this way. Closest free and closest taken. There we go. So what we're trying to do here is smallest distance. God damn it. Shortest to free. Can I duplicate? Yes. Shortest to taken. There could be a better way to do this, but I am pressed on time, so I'm gonna try to. Actually, yeah. So branch enemy to lock on. There we go. This is actually correct. We're finding the distance. There we go. And we're finding closest free enemy from the false. So this should actually be down. Okay. But if there is an enemy he's locked onto, then we need to do this. I know, do not repeat yourself. I know. Shortest to taken. Shortest taken and set closest taken enemy. Shortest to taken. That's gonna be this. And closest taken enemy is gonna be this guy. Okay. So now we are returning, and something is not gonna work. That's gonna be this, right? Closest engaged soldier, closest unengaged soldier. What are we trying to do? All right, closest unengaged soldier. Else, we're going to say, we're going to basically say move to the closest engaged soldier. Set, and we're going to have to use this. So set target move position. And then handle move order. Handle move order. And I don't really want to, I just want a close distance. So we're going to have to split this struct and we're going to have to calculate these positions. So we're going to say we're going to say I have calculated so many move positions. It's really just not fun anymore. Should we try movement, toggle around, turn in place, handle move order simplified? Okay, I'm now getting hungry officially. Okay, let's just move to the engaged soldier's position. Get actor location. Okay, now let's try that. We should be able to find the closest soldier and move to him if he's unengaged. And if he is engaged, then we're still going to move to him. I don't think this is going to work perfectly. Okay, what the fuck? What the fuck just happened? Okay, that's funny. Well, that's not what I wanted. So scan for closest enemy soldier. Yeah. Maybe I should also check if the other one is valid. It's okay. Well, somewhere around here is a solid solution, but but I can't find it now because I don't have time. So if you've stopped by, if you're watching the replay on YouTube, which I don't know why you would, but you might. Thanks for stopping by, and I will try again